At times, we find ourselves clinging to relationships or friendships simply because they're familiar and comfortable. Yet deep down, we sense they hinder our growth rather than foster it. It's a tough realization to confront. The people we've shared laughter, tears, and countless memories with may not always belong in our future journey. However, ancient Stoic philosophy offers a profound perspective on such modern dilemmas. Stoicism, renowned for its insights into human nature and the pursuit of a fulfilling life, teaches us that personal growth often demands tough decisions about who we keep close. It's not about callously cutting ties, but about intentionally curating our inner circle to include relationships that uplift, inspire, and challenge us to reach our potential. So, if you're standing at that crossroads, feeling the weight of a decision that could reshape your life's trajectory, know that you're not alone. Today we delve into the essence of Stoic wisdom to recognize the signs indicating it's time to lovingly let go of certain connections. This creates space for new growth, deeper connections, and a life aligned with our highest values. Join me on this journey guided by timeless Stoic teachings as we explore the freedom and peace that arise from choosing our relationships with wisdom and courage. As we navigate together, I encourage you to subscribe, share this message with those who might resonate with it, and commit to watching every part of this exploration. Each moment has the potential to catalyze transformative change in your life. 1. Consider this scenario. Have you ever felt stagnant, held back by someone close who isn't supporting your growth, or worse, actively hindering it? It's a challenging position to find yourself in, isn't it? Seneca, a philosopher renowned for his emphasis on personal growth and self-improvement, argued that to lead a fulfilling life, one must continually evolve, learn, and expand their horizons. So, if you're in a relationship, be it with a friend, family member, or partner, and you sense your growth is stifled, Seneca would likely highlight this as a red flag you can't afford to overlook. Of course, not every relationship needs to push you to your limits or set world records. However, those who genuinely care about you should want to witness your flourishing. They should serve as your cheerleaders and support system, not as anchors dragging you down into the depths of stagnation and what-ifs. It's crucial to introspect. Why am I still holding on to this relationship? Is it out of habit, fear, or loyalty? These are uncomfortable questions, yet they're essential. True connections, the ones truly worth your investment, should uplift you, fostering a sense of growth and possibility. Stoicism teaches us the significance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who positively contribute to our lives. It's not about amassing friends or seeking popularity. It's about intentionally curating a circle that enriches our lives, encourages our growth, and resonates with our values. If you find yourself in a relationship that feels more like quicksand than a launching pad, it might be time to reassess its place in your life. Remember, it's not selfish to prioritize your growth. It's a fundamental aspect of being human. Sometimes, growth necessitates letting go of those who impede our progress, not with bitterness, but with gratitude for the lessons learned and the strength acquired through knowing when to bid farewell. Reflect on your relationships. Are they bridges to your best self or barriers to your growth? Remember, the journey of self-improvement is never solitary. We need the right companions to make it truly worthwhile. Chapter 2. We've all experienced the whirlwind of negative emotions within relationships, haven't we? Picture a scenario where drama seems to be the main course, while support is scarcely even on the menu. It's undeniably draining. Marcus Aurelius, renowned for his insights into managing emotions, famously remarked that we control our minds, not external events, and therein lies our true power. Applying this wisdom to relationships fraught with jealousy, anger, or other negative emotions is transformative. If your relationship resembles a battleground more than a sanctuary, it's a clear signal that something needs to change. While experiencing these emotions is part of being human, they shouldn't form the foundation or defining characteristics of any enduring relationship aimed at fostering peace. I'm not suggesting that we strive to live devoid of anger or jealousy. That's akin to attempting to breathe without air. Instead, Marcus Aurelius teaches us that we hold the reins over how we react to these emotions. Whether jealousy surfaces because a friend advances while you feel stagnant, or anger erupts due to someone undermining you, remember, you control your response. You can opt not to let these emotions dictate your relationship's terms. Practically, this entails cultivating awareness, recognizing when these emotions arise and probing why they manifest. What lessons can be gleaned, and how can you respond in alignment with your aspirational self? These aren't facile queries, but they're pivotal. Sometimes the healthiest choice is to create distance or effect a change, not to evade problems, but to acknowledge that if a relationship predominantly fosters negative spirals rather than upliftment, it warrants re-evaluation. Recognize that such a decision doesn't denote failure or vilify the other person. It's simply acknowledging that not every relationship is destined to weather every life season, and that's permissible. Stoics advocated living in harmony with nature, understanding that growth sometimes necessitates parting ways. If you're constantly grappling with negative emotions in your relationships, pause and reflect on Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. You wield power over your mind, reactions, and ultimately the choice to surround yourself with relationships rooted in positivity and support. It's within such environments that genuine growth, peace, and thriving occur. Let's not allow drama to define our relationships. Instead, let's nurture connections grounded in mutual respect, understanding, and authentic support. For it's these relationships that endure the test of time and catalyze our personal growth. 3. Let's delve into a vital yet intricate aspect of relationships, the role of manipulation and control. Feeling like a puppet rather than a partner in any relationship is a glaring red flag. It's time we discuss autonomy, freedom, and heed the sage advice of Epictetus, who proclaimed, "No one is free who is not master of himself." Reflect on that statement. Epictetus posited that true freedom stems from within, from being in command of our actions, decisions, and ultimately our lives. So, what does it signify when we find ourselves in relationships where we perceive a loss of agency? Where our decisions, desires, and even thoughts seem subjected to someone else's dominion? It's a clear indication that something is amiss. Manipulation and control can insidiously infiltrate relationships in various guises. It may manifest subtly, such as persistent suggestions steering us away from our passions, or more overtly, as outright demands dictating who we should be or what we ought to do. These are not the attributes of a healthy relationship. Authentic connections, those truly deserving of our time and emotional investment, are founded on mutual respect and freedom. Severing ties with those who manipulate or control you isn't about harshness. It's about honoring your inherent worth, autonomy, and entitlement to a life congruent with your essence. It entails embracing Epictetus's wisdom and reclaiming your freedom, the freedom to chart your course, evolve, and live in alignment with your values. Granted, disentangling from such relationships can be profoundly arduous. It may entail bidding farewell to familiarity or even individuals we deeply care about. However, Stoicism isn't about opting for the easy route. It's about opting for the right one. Sometimes that path leads us away from detrimental influences and toward an existence that resonates authentically. Genuine relationships, those that genuinely enrich our lives, respect our individuality and freedom. They encourage exploration, introspection, and growth without attempting to mold us or dictate our paths. If you feel like someone is pulling your strings, pause and reflect on Epictetus's teachings. No one is genuinely free unless they're the masters of themselves. Ask yourself if it's time to sever those strings and embrace the freedom to be unabashedly you. It's a voyage worth undertaking, a stride toward a life where you're the architect, surrounded by relationships that uplift and honor your autonomy and liberty. Let's cherish and pursue connections that empower us, allowing us to dictate the course of our lives. For in essence, that's the true essence of friendship and love: liberation, not constriction. 4. What happens when a relationship becomes more detrimental than beneficial? When the time spent with someone leaves, you drained rather than energized, stressed instead of supported. It's akin to navigating a minefield, caught in a perpetual cycle of arguments, or feeling downtrodden whenever they're present. These are unmistakable signals that something is awry. Healthy connections, the cornerstone of fulfilling lives, should imbue us with positivity, enriching our experiences and providing solace through life's vicissitudes. They shouldn't complicate our existence with incessant stress or sow seeds of self-doubt. The Stoics, proponents of living in harmony with nature and cultivating virtuous, tranquil lives, placed great emphasis on maintaining relationships aligned with these principles. Thus, if you find yourself entangled in a relationship diverging from peace and hindering your personal growth, it's prudent to consider the Stoic perspective. They would likely advocate for stepping back and objectively assessing the situation. Is this relationship fostering your well-being? Is it nurturing your growth as an individual? Or is it a wellspring of perpetual negativity, depleting your vitality and leaving you worse off? Should the latter ring true, it prompts contemplation on whether this connection serves your highest good. Stoicism underscores the importance of self-awareness and the courage to make decisions conducive to our well-being and virtues. It's not about callousness, but recognizing what augments our long-term welfare. At times, this necessitates the difficult choice to distance ourselves from relationships that undermine our progress. Admittedly, every relationship faces challenges, but fundamentally, they should foster support, love, and mutual growth. If you find yourself nodding along, resonating with this scenario, pause for reflection. Deliberate on the steps you can take to address the underlying issues. Effective communication often serves as a linchpin. Initiating an honest, open dialogue about your sentiments may pave the way for resolution. However, should the situation persist unabated, it's imperative to prioritize your peace and well-being. The Stoics advocate for nurturing relationships conducive to our flourishing and relinquishing those that impede it. Let's commit to cultivating connections that enrich our lives, steering clear of complications. Ultimately, we all merit relationships that kindle joy, foster growth, and cultivate tranquility. Embracing these challenges, making difficult decisions, epitomizes the Stoic ethos. It's about discerning what serves us and having the sagacity to bid adieu to what does not. That's the Stoic ethos, embracing the beneficial and having the wisdom to relinquish the detrimental. 5. Mutual respect serves as a cornerstone in any relationship. Without it, there's scant foundation for anything positive. It's akin to constructing a house on sand. Inevitably, everything crumbles. Stoicism, known for advocating virtuous living, places immense importance on self-respect and the regard we extend to others. According to Stoic philosophy, every individual possesses inherent worth and dignity, which should manifest in our interactions. Thus, if you find yourself in a relationship devoid of the dignity you merit, it's a glaring red flag. It's not merely a matter of feeling undervalued. It's an acknowledgement that a fundamental facet of your humanity is being disregarded. Mutual respect forms the bedrock of any healthy connection, fostering trust, love, and genuine understanding. In its absence, what remains? A hollow, unsatisfying relationship unworthy of your time and emotional investment. Some may argue, but what if it's complicated? What if I genuinely care about this person? Relationships are indeed complex, and emotions wield considerable influence. However, Stoic wisdom offers guidance. Stoics advocate for clarity, rationality, and alignment with our highest values. They would encourage us to evaluate our relationships through this lens. Are we staying true to ourselves by remaining in a situation lacking respect? Are we upholding our intrinsic worth and the virtues we espouse? If not, it's time for introspection and perhaps a significant reassessment. This doesn't necessarily entail abruptly severing ties. Rather, it's about recognizing your inherent value and making decisions that reflect it. This could involve establishing clearer boundaries, engaging in candid conversations about your feelings, or, in certain instances, acknowledging that it's time to part ways. Insisting on respect from oneself and others isn't selfish. It's an embodiment of the self-worth Stoics believed each individual should nurture. It's about integrity and ensuring that our relationships mirror the respect and virtue we cultivate within ourselves. If you grapple with a lack of mutual respect, take a moment for introspection. Reflect on its implications for your well-being and contemplate how to address the issue while preserving your dignity and values. Ultimately, every individual deserves relationships where they're treated with the same respect they extend. Let's endeavor to foster connections rooted in mutual respect, where each person is valued and appreciated for who they are. Such relationships not only endure but thrive, epitomizing the essence of Stoic wisdom and virtue in our lives. 6. Feeling tethered to illusions rather than reality is a common human experience, but at its core, Stoicism advocates for acceptance, the acceptance of our lives, relationships, and the world around us, not as we wish them to be, but as they truly are. The Stoics, renowned for their pragmatic and grounded outlook on life, remind us of the profound strength and freedom found in seeing things clearly, devoid of the rose-colored glasses of illusions. This clarity is particularly pertinent in our relationships. It entails conducting a sober assessment and discerning whether our relationships are firmly grounded in reality or if we're clutching onto fantasies. Are we turning a blind eye to red flags, glossing over issues, or constructing an idealized image of our partners that diverges from reality? If so, we're not only deceiving ourselves, but also doing a disservice to our partners. Being ensnared in illusions within a relationship can feel akin to wandering in a mirage, initially appearing perfect, yet upon closer inspection, devoid of substance and truth. However, this isn't to discount the place of hope and aspirations in relationships. They certainly hold significance, but it's vital to discern between healthy aspirations and delusions that impede our ability to engage authentically with our connections. Embracing truth, as advocated by the Stoics, entails bravely confronting these illusions head-on. It demands a level of honesty and vulnerability that may seem daunting, yet holds immense transformative power. Acknowledging the reality of our relationships, even when uncomfortable or painful, forms the bedrock upon which genuine, meaningful connections thrive. This process of embracing reality over illusion can be pivotal. It may necessitate recognizing that a relationship doesn't align with our expectations or that our partner isn't who we envisioned them to be. Though bitter to swallow, such realizations pave the way for genuine growth and emotional liberation, allowing us to cultivate relationships founded on authenticity, Thus, if you find yourself entangled in illusions, take a moment to reflect. Delve into what aspects of your relationship are grounded in reality and what facets you've embellished or imagined. Consider how this alignment, or lack thereof, impacts your happiness and well-being. Stoicism doesn't advocate for pessimism or resignation to unhappiness. Rather, it encourages finding peace and contentment by aligning ourselves with the truth of our circumstances. Accepting reality enables us to navigate our lives and relationships with wisdom, clarity, and a grounded sense of being that illusions cannot furnish. Let's challenge ourselves to view our relationships through the lens of Stoic acceptance. Let's embrace truth, however discomforting, and in doing so, open ourselves to genuine, fulfilling connections that enrich our lives profoundly. For it's in the clarity of truth that we discover the pathway to authentic happiness and love. 7. Compromising our values is akin to relinquishing the moral compass that steers our lives, a fundamental principle guiding our decisions and actions. But what happens when a relationship challenges these values, urging us to forsake what we hold dear? It's a dilemma demanding our attention, and Stoicism offers invaluable insights on the matter. The Stoics adamantly argue that sacrificing our core values for the sake of a relationship exacts a toll too steep to justify. Why? Because our values are intrinsic to our identity, shaping our choices and interactions with the world. To compromise on them is to forfeit a part of ourselves, a loss no relationship merits. When a relationship demands actions contradicting our values, even subtly, it chips away at our sense of self and erodes the principles we live by. This extends beyond typical sacrifices or compromises inherent in healthy relationships. It's a betrayal of our essence. Stoic philosophy underscores integrity and virtue as practical guides for a fulfilling life. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca all extol the significance of staying true to oneself, regardless of external pressures. Alignment with our values imparts meaning, direction, and purpose to our lives. Therefore, if a relationship impels us to compromise our values, it's imperative to pause and reflect. Is this relationship conducive to my well-being and growth, or does it stifle my authenticity? Navigating such situations, especially amid emotional entanglements, demands Stoic practices of self-reflection and rational analysis. By evaluating the relationship through the prism of our values, we can make decisions that honor our identity and aspirations. Walking away from a relationship that undermines our values isn't failure. It's an act of self-respect, affirming our worth and commitment to authenticity. Let's challenge ourselves to uphold the integrity and virtue admired by the Stoics. Let our relationships resonate with and respect our values, fostering genuine and enriching connections. For it's our fidelity to these values that defines us, guiding us toward genuine fulfillment. So, let's safeguard our values, refusing to compromise for anyone or anything. In doing so, we not only honor Stoic wisdom, but also cultivate relationships that are authentic, meaningful, and profoundly rewarding. 8. Reciprocity in relationships denotes a delicate equilibrium of giving and receiving, where both parties contribute equally. But what transpires when this balance tilts? When you're consistently pouring into a relationship without replenishment? It's a scenario rife with challenges and discomfort, one many have encountered, and it's far from ideal. Reciprocity isn't merely a nicety, it's the linchpin of a healthy and enduring relationship. Consider this. When one person continually gives while the other receives, the equilibrium shatters. Resentment, fatigue, and a sense of underappreciation may plague the giver, while the receiver may develop dependency or entitlement. Such an imbalance undermines the essence of a nurturing relationship. Stoic philosophy offers profound insights into relationships, emphasizing mutual support without sacrificing individual well-being. The Stoics upheld the value of contributing to others' welfare while safeguarding one's own. In their view, an ideal relationship embodies harmony and mutual respect, fostering each individual's pursuit of virtue and a fulfilling life. If ensnared in a one-sided relationship, reflecting on Stoic principles of balance and respect can be enlightening. Are you honoring yourself by tolerating this imbalance? Are you empowering the other person by perpetuating a dynamic hindering their growth? Addressing this discrepancy need not entail severing ties, rather, it's an opportunity for mutual growth. Initiate dialogue, articulate your needs, establish boundaries, and explore avenues to restore equilibrium. Encourage the other person to contribute not only materially, but also emotionally and spiritually. Healthy relationships are dynamic, necessitating effort, compromise, and adaptability, yet grounded in reciprocity. In fostering balance, each party should feel valued, heard, and supported. This reciprocal support cultivates trust, deepens connections, and nurtures an environment conducive to mutual flourishing. Seeking balance isn't selfish, it's essential, ensuring you receive the support, love, and respect you deserve. Strive to cultivate relationships where reciprocity is the norm. Embrace Stoic ideals of balance and mutual respect, crafting connections that uplift and fortify all involved. For within the ebb and flow of life's exchanges lies the essence of meaningful relationships. 9. Addressing abuse in relationships is a challenging yet imperative discussion. Whether it manifests as physical, emotional, verbal, or psychological, abuse unequivocally signals the need to exit the relationship. Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in dignity, self-respect, and the intrinsic value of every individual, staunchly condemns all forms of abuse. Abuse violates Stoic principles by eroding self-respect, dignity, and the foundation of trust, essential for healthy relationships. Stoicism underscores the importance of recognizing our inherent worth and upholding our dignity, guiding our actions even in adversity. When faced with abuse, Stoicism urges us to prioritize our well-being, advocating for leaving the relationship not out of anger, but out of self-respect and reverence for our dignity. Exiting an abusive relationship demands courage and strength, often necessitating support from others. Stoic teachings encourage seeking wisdom from those who have faced similar challenges and professional assistance, viewing help-seeking as an act of resilience, not weakness. It affirms one's worth and commitment to a life free from harm. Furthermore, Stoicism extends beyond advocating for exit. It emphasizes the journey of healing and reclaiming dignity and self-respect post-abuse. While we may not control others' actions, we retain agency over our response and path forward. Healing from abuse aligns with Stoic principles involving the reassertion of control, reaffirmation of values, and rebuilding life in harmony with those values. In abusive situations, it's crucial to recognize that it's not one's fault and support is available. Seeking help, leaning on supportive individuals, and taking steps to leave abusive circumstances demonstrate the utmost respect for oneself. These actions prioritize dignity, self-respect, and well-being, paving the way for a life aligned with Stoic virtues. In the spirit of Stoicism, let's uphold our inherent worth, respect, and dignity, taking decisive action to remove ourselves from harmful environments. Let's remain steadfast in our commitment to virtue, resilience, and a life enriched with meaning, devoid of abuse. 10. Struggling with communication in a relationship can present a significant obstacle. When dialogue stagnates, finding common ground feels daunting and understanding seems elusive, it's a glaring indication of underlying issues. Stoicism, with its enduring wisdom, offers guidance in such situations. Effective communication serves as the lifeblood of thriving relationships, facilitating the expression of needs, thoughts, and meaningful connections. The Stoics valued clear, honest communication, advocating for listening, understanding, and responding with empathy. When communication falters, Stoicism advises introspection, encouraging individuals to examine their role in the breakdown and strive for clarity and honesty in interactions. Marcus Aurelius emphasized using reason and logic to navigate challenges, suggesting a detached analysis of communication breakdowns. This entails identifying the root causes, such as trust issues or differing communication styles, and actively working towards improvement. Enhancing communication necessitates creating a safe environment where each party feels heard and valued, practicing active listening, clear expression, and patience. Stoicism underscores empathy and compassion in communications, recognizing that underlying hostility may stem from individual struggles. Approaching interactions with empathy fosters deeper understanding and connection, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth and relationship resilience. Failed communication doesn't signal the end of a relationship, but rather a chance for development. It offers an opportunity to enhance understanding, refine communication skills, and fortify bonds. By reflecting on Stoic principles of clarity, honesty, and empathy, individuals can navigate communication challenges with resilience and purpose. The goal isn't merely to talk more, but to communicate effectively, fostering genuine connection and understanding. In embracing the richness of effective communication, relationships find fertile ground for meaningful growth and mutual fulfillment. 11. Imagine being in a relationship that feels more like a turbulent storm than a peaceful harbor. Instead of providing comfort and solace, it constantly disrupts your inner calm, leaving you feeling unsettled and drained. Such situations pose a significant challenge, prompting us to pause and reflect deeply on the role these relationships play in our lives. Stoicism, a time-tested philosophy that emphasizes tranquility, teaches us to cultivate inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Stoics believe that maintaining equanimity amidst life's fluctuations is essential for leading a good life. This includes navigating our relationships with wisdom and discernment. So, what do we do when a relationship consistently disturbs our tranquility? Stoicism advises taking a step back to assess the situation objectively. We must examine why the relationship disrupts our peace. Is it the other person's behavior, unresolved conflicts, or perhaps our own reactions and expectations? This process of self-examination shifts us from emotional reactions to rational responses. Once we identify the source of disturbance, we can consider potential solutions. Can issues be addressed through open communication? Are there boundaries that need reinforcement? Stoicism encourages proactive problem-solving while accepting what cannot be changed. However, if despite efforts, the relationship remains a source of turmoil, it may be necessary to re-evaluate its place in our lives. This isn't about giving up easily, but recognizing when a relationship conflicts with our values and pursuit of tranquility. Exiting such relationships requires courage and honesty, prioritizing our well-being over familiarity. It's important to note that Stoicism doesn't seek to eliminate all discomfort, but cultivates inner resilience to face challenges with equanimity. Our relationships should support our pursuit of tranquility, fostering strength, growth, and joy. If a relationship consistently disturbs our peace, it's an opportunity to practice Stoic wisdom, reflecting, evaluating, and choosing paths that lead to inner peace. Let's strive to surround ourselves with people who contribute to our tranquility. By doing so, we honor Stoic teachings and embark on a journey towards a fulfilling life. The quality of our relationships significantly impacts our well-being, emphasizing the importance of balance, truth, and respect. As we conclude, I invite you to carry Stoic principles forward, guiding you through the complexities of relationships. Remember, the pursuit of tranquility, virtue, and wisdom is a collective journey. Let's continue growing, challenging ourselves, and cultivating lives of meaning and joy together. Thank you for joining this discussion. Until next time, keep striving for tranquility, seeking wisdom, and embracing the connections that enrich our lives.